So it has been a week and a half since the launch of Marvel Rivals, and we have gotten tons of content only that time, with the release of 2 new heroes, new maps, and new game modes announced, as well as new content coming right away. Also some buffs and nerfs that we will be discussing on this video. So the new season is themed around the blood moon caused by Dracula when Doctor Strange suddenly disappeared. So it's up to the Fantastic Four to maintain and save New York City. At the start of the season, we got 2 new heroes, Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman. Mr. Fantastic is a duelist, meanwhile, Invisible Woman's a strategist. They're like hybrids on different roles. Mr. Fantastic is similar to a Vanguard, with his abilities being his main attack is throwing elastic punches that you can wave your hands to hit multiple targets with. The more hits that you do, the more the meter of your inflated state goes up, as well as other abilities that can get your meter up. That way you go into your Vanguard mode and create space with tons of healing and insane damage. But this only lasts for 6 seconds and leaves you vulnerable because you can't use other abilities in this time. The good news is that you can cancel it at any moment, but be sure to do it at the right time because the animation could backfire before using any other abilities. His ultimate is his inflated state, but at the same time bounce like a ball up to 3 times, but you can reach the maximum of 6 if you keep hitting opponents. I will be honest, his ultimate is not the best one in the game so far. You can get eliminated mid-air while you only have the same amount of damage that you are in your normal form. But from my experience, it's very good to use it complemented with your inflated state because that extra shield and health carries over. As well, it's very good to create space, and combined with all ultimates like Doctor Strange or Groot's, it can prove to be very deadly and tilt the game on your favor. There's as well a shield ability where you take damage and bounce back to your enemy up to a total of 180 total damage, and this is very good for ultimates like Iron Man's or Scarlet Witch. And finally, we have a team up with Sue Storm, where she can give you shields for a certain amount of time, and in this season, I think Mr. Fantastic has been my most played hero so far. It is very good that the devs created this type of hybrid heroes because it gives the opportunity for people to try out certain roles that usually they wouldn't play. And then we go to his wife, Sue Storm, aka Invisible Woman. She's the strategist category, but as we talked about, she has abilities that make her feel something like a vanguard and a duelist. Her primary fire is a little bubble that she throws and comes back healing your teammates and damaging your opponents that are in the way. This primary fire pierces through enemies in front of you, and it doesn't go that far, so it's not very effective in long-range combat situations, but it's still very viable. Her other ways of healing is by creating an invisible shield that heals you and your teammates. You can only place it in front of your teammates and has a very short cooldown time when it's destroyed. Here's the Vanguard part of the kit because this ability counts as tank damage, so the more you throw the shield, the more you can avoid your teammates getting hit. It is very good, especially for flying characters because it just floats in front of them and you can protect them as well as heal them. She can also throw an orb that only damages your opponents and slows them down. Also for flying characters, this orb is especially good for them because it knocks them down from the sky, and as long as they're inside the orb, they can't fly up. This is complemented with our other abilities, like I like to call it force push and pull. This is pretty self-explanatory. You can push or pull the enemy that is in front of you, dealing a small portion of damage. This is very deadly when used right. Not only you can push your enemies off the edge of the map or get distance from them, as well as punish some of the extended pushes by the enemy by pulling them inside when they're low in health and want to escape. This is very good for characters that have to play in close quarters. Her other abilities is her high up jump that can help you escape in incoming ultimates or attacks, as well as turn you invisible so you can heal. Finally, her ultimate is a giant cylinder that once inside heals you and your teammates as well that it slows down your enemies. And if your enemies are outside the cylinder, they can't see anybody inside the zone. But watch out because if you died outside the cylinder, it will disappear immediately. This is a very good ultimate, especially for teammates that are using flying characters because it doesn't require them to come down and heal. She has become one of my favorite healers in the game because the combination of her abilities are really good to help your teammates as well as protecting yourself. In one match, I even got to block like 15k damage just by using her shield. The devs did a pretty good job designing these characters to make them unique and viable to the game. But that is not all, because there's two more heroes coming in the later half of the season, and that is the remaining two members of the Fantastic Four, the Human Torch and the Thing, one being a strategist and the other a vanguard. It is really good to get confirmation of mid-season content, especially when it's two new heroes coming, something that Overwatch never gave us before. Also, something new this season is the brand new map located in New York City. You have to help escort Herbie, the robot, from Baxter Building to the Avengers Tower. It is a pretty sick map complemented with tall buildings. It's very narrow, but it makes up for its verticality, giving opportunities to find ways to sneak or defend your teammates in different spots. Also, in the half of the season, we will be getting a new map also based on New York City, and I imagine it's going to be possibly 3 new maps for the Capture the Zone game mode. This also has another new map available, that is the Sanctum Sanctorum map, created specifically for the new game mode Doom Match. It's just a death match, but the map is pretty big and detailed with different portals that let you travel outside the building and inside Doctor Strange house. My only complaint with that mode is that it's very catered to certain heroes that deal high damage or have crazy ultimates that can land various kills. But it's a good way to take a break from the main game modes and practice your 1v1s or even defend yourself as a healer. There's also some buffs and nerfs that I may not agree on. For example, Captain America got a buff, but it's only a little bit more of health. Throwing the shield gets a lower cooldown, and so is defending himself with a shield. I personally feel that changes in the right hand, he is pretty annoying to fight against, and it's pretty good for a hero that before was considered the worst tank. Venom also got a buff, but nothing major. Storm also got a huge buff to her projectile speed and damage, making her now one of the top DPS in the game. I really like these changes overall. Wolverine got a mix of a buff and a nerf that gave him more health in exchange for his ability that mitigates damage from 50% to only 40%. And there are also some other buffs and nerfs that I personally agree with. Scarlet Witch got a damage buff that is not necessary at all, considering that she doesn't need to aim her primary. And Cloak and Dagger got a buff where she only gets one extra dash on her ultimate, but honestly that's just overkill. It's one of the best ultimates in the game so far, making her the most annoying healer to play against because she gets her ultimate pretty fast. I think they did this change personally because they don't want her to get unnoticed with the likes of Luna and now Invisible Woman ultimates, but they just have to adjust the speed in which we get her ultimate and not feel overpowered. Some of the nerfs are for Hela and Hawkeye. Hela only got a health nerf from what I have seen, and Hawkeye got a few nerfs like it takes longer to charge your arrow, as well there's more damage drop off. This really was necessary in my opinion and balance out the heroes a lot. So there's also a new battle pass with 10 new skins and a lot of cosmetics. I just wish that each battle pass gave you enough to buy the next one in my opinion. And finally, there's more content that has been announced, like a new game mode similar to Rocket League and Lucio Ball, where you play as Star-Lord, Black Widow, and Iron Fist. It plays a lot like American football. You can also get a free Star-Lord skin out of it, and that is something that I really like about this game, that it gives you many free skins for players that really don't want to spend money or actually playing the game for free. Keeps the community engaged with the game and playing more to earn those rewards. So far, the season has been great with an amazing flow of content. There's some issues like hero balancing and the ranked experience that have gotten way sweatier than before. As well, I have a personal problem with bot lobbies after you lose a few games. Sure, it's a way to give the player like a free win after losing a bunch of times, but personally I just feel like paranoid whether if it's a real player or not. For me, it's completely unnecessary to get some bot lobbies, especially because it doesn't feel like an actual win. But those, I believe, are minor adjustments that they can fix in the upcoming updates. Marvel Rivals has proven so far that they are here to stay and they are not taking the foot off the pedal for the new content. Well, those are my thoughts of this season so far. What do you think of the season? Please give me your opinions on the comment section down below, and see you all in the next video.
You think I'm too old for this?
There's still a chance to stop them.
This Nexus could be the key.
The moon haunts you!
Fantastic! Ha! Ha!
Disappear!
Ha!
Invisible?
Your power.
Shield?
I require Slade.
Invisible?
You think I'm too old for this?
This is real firepower!
Now might be a good time to stop them. They look like they mean business.
That's the boost I needed. Live to
Enjoy the amplifier!
Stands with you! Anyone willing to help?
I'll patch you up.
Stop them!
I'll be ship-shape in no time.
There you go, go rule. Shield up! Nice on, I presume?
The Ops curse has been abated. Behind you, my friend. Hostile
Fantastic!
soldier.
Disappear!
Curious. Going through. I'll be
Anyone willing
ship-shape
to
in no
help?
time.
You're welcome. This is real firepower! Don't mind me. I'm just dying.
Coming through. Take this. These come in real.
Don't give them another inch.
Sorry.
Hey, team! Enjoy the amplifier!
Stands with you!
Back in the fight. Sorry, soldier. You're never alone.
Fantastic! Ha ha!
I have learned from our opponents.
Haunts you!
You're welcome. Assemble!
We're in this together.
I'm hulking out!
You stop them in their tracks!
Stand down.
You're welcome.
That's the boost I needed. I need a medic. Sorry, soldier.
This is real firepower!
Watch out.
Rise, my friend!
I've spotted them. Coming through.
Hey, team! Enjoy the amplifier!
With you! Only 6 seconds left!
orders.
Shields up! Stop in their tracks! Best at what you do, Logan.
I'm hulking!
Final 10 seconds! See straight. Anyone willing to help?
The moon haunts you!